they're talking about all the injuries that we have, but you know who we got back that is healthy and that just woke up last week? Our defense. What is up, everybody? My name is Advance, and this is Advanced Sports Talk. All right, so we got some more playoff news to talk about. Stuff that happened during the week, various stuff. So I'm not gonna really talk too much about the predictions that I made, but it's just some other little analyses that I want to talk about. There's some people spreading some fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So, yeah, I'm here to clear the air and put all of that to work. Put all of that to rest. First of all, before I go any further in this video, please allow me to welcome back Derrick Henry. Oh man, things just got a little bit more interesting over there on that AFC side. So, yeah, this is gonna make the game between the Titans and the Browns much more watchable, because at first, the Browns. I said the Browns. The Bengals. The Bengals used to be the Browns at one point, but they're not the Browns no more. They're the Bengals. So. Now, that makes that game with the Bengals, more appetizing for me. So at first, it wasn't really a threat of a run game. Granted, they've been splitting that roll up between the three backups that they have, but now with Derrick Henry in that backfield, a fully healthy Derrick Henry. Man, Derrick Henry been sitting out since the middle of the season. Oh man, he had 2.5 months of rest. Oh man, whatever injury he had is probably gone. Or just on the preface of healing. Yeah. Oh yeah, hold up. He sat out a week of the playoffs too. So, man, he had damn near 3 months to recover. And man, so. Now that safety is going to have to come up in the box, and that's going to give Tennessee what they need to, try to beat Cincinnati over the top. So, hey, man, congrats. Beat the odds, came back. And not only that, but Tennessee was still able to snag that top seed, even without him. So, hey, props. Man, this is going to be a good game Saturday. All right. So, moving on. So, I said that this was going to come up later in the week. So, Dak slandered the refs for messing up the final play of the game, which in my opinion, was messed up with a quarterback draw when you have 12 seconds left. So, no, more than 12 seconds actually, but it was 12 seconds after he went down. But yeah, it was a quarterback draw in the middle of the field. Didn't make no attempt to get out of bounds or anything, or even take a shot at the end zone. At least that would have stopped the clock. So, but in any case, they was Dak was saying that it was the ref's fault. Because the ref kind of ran into Dak when everybody was trying to get set. He didn't have the ball in the right place, and yeah, it was just bad. So they said that they was gonna put time back on the clock, but they didn't for whatever reason. Situation ended up being what it was, and Dak clocked it with 0 seconds on the clock. So now, when they talk about the officiating, all right, this was the one black smudge in the game. They had 12 penalties, And from what I can tell, all of them were legit. So, you know, back-to-back false starts, holding penalties. Like, yeah, man, there's no there's no defending that. You can't just put that on the refs. But it's so easy to do. Man, you know who definitely disapproves of this? There go Dak being stupid again. Nah, man, let me stop picking on it. They're not in the playoffs no more. So, all right, so moving on. The biggest story, or one of the main stories to come out of Week 18, is what are the Colts going to do with Carson Wentz? So they were really thinking about calling it quits with Wentz after one season. And they had a decent little streak going right there, but, you know, it kind of fell apart a little bit at the end. But, like, bro, y'all traded a first-round pick. Oh, it would have been it was a first-round pick. It would have been a third-round pick if they would have fell a little bit short, or if he didn't play 70% of the snaps. 75 if he would have made the playoffs. But, like, yeah. So, of course, once again, this has started the civil war in Philadelphia. Should we stick with Hurtz? Maybe we should go back to Wentz. Maybe we should start Minshew. That's what the argument has been all year long. Even though, like, Jalen Hurtz accounts for 80% of their offense up until the last 2 to 3 weeks. So, oh man, hold on. Let me. I gotta find the. All right, so Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni had their end of the year press conference where they have fully announced their intentions and made it clear that they intend on moving forward next year with Jalen Hurtz. Effectively telling anybody that resides in Negadelphia, Pennsylvania to shut the fuck up. Respectfully. I mean, that's the best way to handle it, because it's like, this is only Jalen's first real year as a starter. You know, like he had like what, 4 games last season, and he had this year he had a full season minus the 2 games that he had to sit out, the 2 or 3 games that he had to sit out. So, hey man, all I gotta say is that the factory is open. And it's time to make the candy. Oh, man. Not only that, but the question, like I said before, that the Eagles got to ask now is, are they going to go into the draft with 3 draft picks or 2? Hey, trade a first rounder or a second rounder for Calvin Ridley, and your offense immediately gets better. Send us and Jalen Reagor over there, just like how the black delegation got rid of Condoleezza Rice. Oh boy. All right, moving on. Bruce Arians has been fined $50,000 for his actions on the field in Sunday's game. Which actions in particular? Slapping the hell out of Andrew Adams because he was about to be involved in a scuffle that would have drawn a penalty. Now, people got mixed feelings about this. The crowd, the league, the fans in itself has a jumble of feelings about it. Some people are saying like it's not 1970s football anymore. You can't just do that to somebody. Of course, people from the hood the hood side of the fandom say that, or just grown ass men in general say that, yeah, bruh, you can't do that to me. Nah, me and you need to talk in the locker room after hours. But yeah, and then there's those of us that have actually had coaches like these. So yeah, I mean, like when you got like a bunch of when you got a bunch of men, young men, grown men, on the field, and that and that that adrenaline gets to you. You're hyped up for the game and everything. And sometimes your coach needs to go upside your head or just jump in front of you like a burly brick wall and say, get the F back on the sideline. When you're about to go and do something stupid like jump into a fight. Rest in peace, Coach Roberts. But in any case, neither here nor there. So the one big thing that comes up in contrast is when we stopped the Eagles on a third down. It was a pick. It was a ball that was thrown by Jalen Hurtz and was almost picked by Carlton Davis. And Carlton Davis, even though he didn't get the pick, it was still third down stop. I think it was like 3rd and 9, so it's clear that they weren't going to go for it. Now, if it was Doug Peterson, they would have went for it, but so Carlton Davis ripped his helmet off, ran off the field yelling, "Let's go! Let's go!" Of course, you can't take your helmet off on the field, so we got 15 yards. But even in that case, Todd Bowles, approached the situation a different way. He came and he talked to him. He said, "Look, first off, calm down. Secondly, good play. Thirdly, you can't do that." So, it was it was a coachable moment. So where they just sat there and said, like, yeah, all right, look, I understand that you are pumped, but you gotta be smart. You gotta be smart. Wait till you get on the sideline, then get pumped. So, that's the contrast to that. And I don't even think BA really gives a fuck. Like, he is so matter of fact about it, and he's like so upfront. And he was like, "Hey, I ain't got no cut cards. Yeah, I did it. Here's the reason why. Do what you're gonna do." Like, so, oh man, but like, bro, like, and what's crazy is that, look, this is BA's gangster. BA is doing this on an injured Achilles. like you can't see the bottom half of this picture right here, but like he's in a full boot. Oh man. So while we're talking about the Bucs, there have been concerns about the Buccaneers offense with Tristan Wirfs and Ryan Jensen being added to the being the latest additions to their injury report. And the way that it's looking, they're probably not going to play, which is the safe bet. And that pretty much counteracts anything that Antonio Brown was saying. So, like, another thing with the BA situation is that, he was also under fire because of the accusations that Antonio Brown was making, that he didn't care about his ankle. But we now know, from the jogging and the jumping jacks, that and his post Jets fiasco interviews, that was not the case. So, that it was also it was also about his salary, his incentives, but he swears that he was injured. All right, I've given that enough of my breath. So, Tristan Wirfs got injured during the game. He I think he might have rolled his ankle, and he was out there moving a bit gingerly. I don't like when I heard them say that, I thought that meant like he was moving well, but yeah, he was moving like he was hurt. He wasn't able to. He didn't have full range of motion, so he got hurt. They took him off the sideline because when you go down, you have to exit the game. That's the league's rule. So he came back in. He came back in, I think for like maybe 1 or 2 plays, left back out and said, all right, look, I can't go. Backup comes in. Backup sprains his ankle or whatever. So injures his ankle. So like I'm like, dang, like, but I don't think his is as serious as Tristan Wirfs. Then Ryan Jensen gets hurt on a goal line play. So we're like, God damn, like offensive lineman is dropping like flies. So that's 2 of our Pro Bowlers gone, like already. And they're saying that this is going to be a big this is the worst time for them to go out, because then we got to deal with these guys. We got to deal with Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, and like, man. So now the question is, all right, can Tom move around in the pocket? Will he be able to? Which side is Aaron Donald or Von Miller going to come from? I'm going to leave all of that decision making and coaching up to Coach Leftwich, because as long as he's been in the league, I'm pretty sure he can come up with a way to kind of scheme the offense to kind of cover up and mask our weaknesses. So as far as like the Rams were concerned, then they got these guys. You got Stafford in the middle, Cooper Kupp over here on the left, Odell Beckham Jr. on the right. I mean, personally, I'm not really concerned-ish with Odell Beckham Jr. because of how he was in Cleveland, but I think Stafford is more competent of a quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Even though like Stafford found out real quick what happens when you try to force balls to Odell Beckham Jr. But they got a pretty solid receiving core, with Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Van Jefferson. They got the backfield. They got Sony Michel in the backfield, Cam Akers in the backfield. So yeah, they could pretty much create a bit of a nightmare scenario. And man, I gotta say, man, it is a hard knock life out there. But yeah, and then on top of that, not only is our offensive line is jacked up, our receiving core is jacked up because Chris Godwin is out for the season. Cyril Grayson, I don't know what his injury status is. They had him as questionable. He didn't even play last week. Brashard Perryman, I think he played a little bit, but we was pretty much just dealing with Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller. Shit, Scotty Miller caused a fumble last week. Hey, we can go with that. Like fumble on the kickoff, like man, like oh man. But all right, so yeah, so they're talking about all the injuries that we have, but you know who we got back that is healthy and that just woke up last week? Our defense. Oh man, look, this is only a snippet of them, but yeah, we got yeah. Our defense is alive, and it's playoff time. And we, all we had to do was survive the main season. All the injuries that we had week 3, with our secondary going down, Shaq Barrett getting injured, JPP getting injured, Levante David getting injured, and we got them all back for the playoffs. they showed up last week, first round of the playoffs. And you know what? So I initially thought that this Rams game was going to be a shootout. Probably won't be a shootout. It'll probably be like one of those 24-23 type games. But the difference is going to be made on the defensive side of the ball. So like, even though I don't think the Rams have quite as many injuries on the offensive side of the football that we do, but our defense has been known in the playoffs to generate turnovers. So I mean, hey, I'm throwing it up there. Like, I am fully confident about this game. I think that we will. I think we'll come back. We'll come out on top. There is definitely more pressure on the Rams than is on us. Because the Rams, they might as well not even have a draft. The Rams don't have a first, second, third, or fourth round pick. They went all in on trades and acquisitions. And you know what, the main thing that that I commended them for, that I was reprimanding them for, was when they made that trade for Jalen Ramsey. And I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna give Jacksonville 2 first round picks. I'll be damned, they was the ones that did it. So I gotta go look back and see who they drafted since then, but with those picks. But yeah, so they gave up 2 first round picks, which I think was last year. No, it was last year's pick and the year before that. And yeah, then I think they had just got, they would have had one this year, but yeah. I don't know where all those picks went. I just know that their draft starts in the 4th round. Bruh. Like, the life of a GM is hard. But yeah, so I think the pressure is more on them. So because, like, hey, they ain't got no future. Like, they made it. They got Stafford. They got Odell Beckham Jr. They got Von Miller. They made those deals. So they literally got to win now. But that don't mean that just because they got to win that we're gonna make it easy for them. Nah. This is gonna be a slobber knocker. Like, this definitely gonna be a defensive style game. All right, so speaking of pressure, there has been they was also talking this week about Aaron Rodgers and his postseason success in compared to Brady's. So they were saying, like, Aaron Rodgers is 1-5 in NFC championship games. I'm sorry, 1-4. He had 5 total. So now the pressure is really on him to beat San Francisco so he can have a chance at winning this one. So, like, I don't know. I think if Green Bay scores more than 24 points, they'll win. They'll beat San Francisco. San Francisco has to hold Green Bay to under 24 for them to have a chance to win. So, all right. Then, final story. If Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, will he retire? Ex-teammate of his says yes. Me being the guy that's been saying since he won number 5, or after he won the 4th one, I said, oh, he gonna retire at 5. Then after he won the 6th one, I said, oh, he gonna retire at 6. And then when he was going for the 7th one, I said, oh, please don't retire just yet. Then he won the 7th one, and I was like, all right, fuck it. I mean, I'm good. Then the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup for the 2nd year in a row, and I was like, damn, now we gotta run it back. Fuck it. It's gonna sound cheesy, but hey, all right, hey, Brady, let's go for number 8. Now, Shannon Sharp on Undisputed said that he was like, no, he was like, absolutely not. He's not gonna retire. He's definitely gonna come back for the 3-peat. Oh man, yeah, I do see that happening. He comes back for the 3-peat. That would be number 9. And I guess because he doesn't want his hands to be uneven, he'll probably come back for a 10th. So, but man, like the man, it's like just sitting back thinking about that. And then they said, like, right now, Brady is pretty much in the state of mind where he's playing because he loves the game. I've talked about this before. And you know what? I'll take this Tom Brady over any version of Tom Brady. Because, like, not only does he have all of that experience, but, he's playing because he loves the game. He's not playing for a paycheck. He's not playing for glory. Well, maybe he's playing for a little bit of glory, but like mainly because he's just playing because he loves the game, which you rarely see anymore. Like you rarely see. Not to say that other players don't have it, but you rarely see like the genuine love for the sport when he's winning. All right, so. But in any case, with all that being said, it should be a good Sunday. It should be a good weekend, divisional round matchups. Derrick Henry definitely flipped the script in the Titans-Bengals game. Chiefs and the Bills. I think that's pretty much. That's just going to be a shootout. I already said in San Francisco and Green Bay, San Francisco has to hold Green Bay to 24. Green Bay has to score more than 24. Might be a little bit more difficult for San Fran because of the weather, going from a warm weather climate to a cold weather climate. I mean, we didn't have a problem with it last year, but yeah, that's us and they them. All right, so. Rams, I think the Rams got a rude awakening coming because they think that because our offensive line is weak that they're gonna just come in and just kind of bulldoze and run all over us. I doubt that. So, in any case, I'm wrapping this up. About to get some sleep. Gotta wake up tomorrow. Well, by the time this video will be up, it'll be Saturday. So, enjoy the weekend. Have a good Saturday. Have a good Sunday. Stay safe. My name is Advance. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on everything. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm out.